Hello, everybody. Welcome to Charging Sessions with Trucker John. So here I am. I am charging up the car, and I'm sitting in my Chevy Bolt EV at Electrify America, getting charged up for the night. And I'm just wondering, I kind of wonder, is the Chevy Bolt EV better than the Tesla Model 3? Now, some of you who have been watching my videos, you saw like a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, when I picked up this car, this Bolt EV, I probably made some comments, disparaging comments. I didn't really like the car. I was coming out of a Model 3 and into this. But I did say I'd give it a chance, I'd give it a shot, and I have, and I'm really warming up to this car. I really am. I really like this little Chevy Bolt EV. I think it's a good little car. And I might even like it better than the Model 3. Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe. I do love the Model 3, don't get me wrong. And I love the Model Y. But I think this is a great little car. And, it doesn't have the performance of a Model 3. It's not as fast. It doesn't have the handling or whatever. But it's still it's fast enough. It's zippy. It's a smooth ride. It's a solid ride. It feels like a solidly built car. The build quality is probably better than the Model 3. The Model 3 stuff, these little side columns here, they start to come out. Almost every Model 3 that I've rented, because I rented, the reason I was driving them, for those of you that don't know, I was renting them through Uber and through Hertz. And I probably had, I think, 7 or 8 different ones that over a 19-month period that I had rented. And almost every single one, this middle column, little piece here, is coming apart. It's like, and you try to snap it back in. I could never get it to snap back in. And that, so that's the type of thing. People talk about the build quality of a Model 3 or of Tesla in general. About different body sections and not having great fits, having a good fit, and all that kind of thing. So, I haven't seen anything like that with this Bolt. I think it seems to be very well made. Nothing's falling apart. Nothing's coming apart. Now, I believe this is a 2023 model. And from what I understand, they didn't make any, they kind of put them on hiatus or something, but they're coming back. I guess they're going to have they're going to come out maybe next year or sometime in the future with a whole new a Bolt. I don't know what they're doing with it. But this one here, it's a nice car, and I don't know, I don't even know how much these things cost, to tell the truth. 30 grand, I guess, maybe about 30 grand. And then they probably still have the tax credits and stuff like that. I don't know how long those are going to be around, but if you can get yourself a Chevy Bolt EV, I say go for it, man. Now it got me to the point where, because I've been wanting to get a Model 3 or a Model Y is what I wanted to get. But now, since I've been driving this, it's made me have a whole new perspective, I guess, and a whole new look on what I want to do. And it's so much that I want to go ahead and test drive an Equinox, a Chevy Equinox. And I would love to give a Mach-E a good test drive too. It's not just Tesla, and with, I guess I get a little bit political here. I don't like Elon Musk. I used to like him. Don't like him anymore. He's just gone over the line. I'll just put it there. With his things that he does. So much to the point where I don't even want to do business with that guy by buying any of his vehicles. So I'm glad that I was able to rent this Chevy Bolt. So it gave me a really good look that there are other EVs out there that are very good. They're very, very good. And I really want to try the Mach-E. I want to try the Chevy Equinox. I always say Equinox. um, you know, and maybe some others. And I'd like to go out and do some serious test driving, and before I ever make a purchase. And I don't think I'll ever get a Tesla because of Elon Musk. Until Elon Musk is out of the picture, I don't think I'll ever buy a Tesla. So, even though I do think that they are wonderful cars, and I know that we love to bash Teslas, those of us that don't like Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is really, I think, a really horrible person. But the model, I've driven the Model 3 quite extensively. Like I said, for 19 months, I drove Model 3s. I love the car. I test drove a Model Y, and I love that car too. And that if I was going to buy a Tesla, that would be the one that I would get, would be the Y, because it's a little bit bigger, and I need a little bit more room. Okay, that's why with this Chevy, if I were to get a Chevy EV, I would think I would rather get the Equinox, because it's a little bit roomier than the Bolt. But still, this Bolt, I mean, you know, I'm fitting in it pretty well. You know, it's a little bit tight squeeze, but that's because I'm big and fat. If you're not such a big fat person like me, you know, I'm 6 foot and I'm about 300 pounds. Okay, so if truth be told, so you know, if you're not that big, then this car, I'm probably the limit. My size is probably about the limit. If you're any bigger than me, then you probably would have a hard time in this car. But I'm hopeful. I'm pretty sure that most people aren't as big as me, and I don't mean like I'm some giant. You know, I mean, I know there's lots of people that are taller than me, but as far as, you know, the height weight ratio, all of that kind of stuff, you know, there's a lot of folks that are smaller than me that aren't as wide and round as me, and you'll fit just fine. If you're under, you know, like 6'1", let's say, or 6'2", 6'2" might be your limit for the height, for your head room and leg room. Well, that may be pushing it, because like I said, I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm just fitting. Like, my knees aren't hitting the dashboard. I've got about maybe an inch of room here from my knee hitting this this console up here. So you wouldn't want to be, I don't think, any taller than what I am. You know, like, or I mean, you could adjust the seat back. That's true. I have the seat up a little bit because I do ride share, and so I don't want to, you know, I don't want to take up too much space back there. So I've got the seat up as far as I can without my knee hitting this front console up here. And like I said, I've got about a finger's width of room between my knee and that thing, but if it's fine, it works fine. So I'm you know, I'm thinking that this is a great car, and it seems like the charge, when I charge, I charged, the last time I charged was Friday night. This is Sunday night. With the Teslas, I had to charge every night after work, doing rideshare. I had the charge. With this, you know, like, I think on Friday, I think I charged it up to 95%. Usually I usually only go to like 80, you know, right? But the other night I went up to 95%, and that lasted me all the way till now. I forget how many miles I did. I had the miles on here. Well, I guess I could look. I'm afraid to turn it on because I forgot to turn off the Bluetooth, and if I turn the key on, then the Bluetooth will kick in, and it'll probably screw the audio up. So anyhow, I think I did, if I can remember how many miles I did, I think it was down to 40 when I pulled in here, because on their gauge it shows you like how many miles left. It was down to having for like 44 miles left, which was about, according, when I plugged in, I think it said I was at something like 13% or 16% state of charge when I started charging. I don't know. But, and how many miles did I do? I think I did, how many miles was it? I'm trying to remember, because what I saw on here. 100 and something. It was well over 100. Probably 130 or 140 miles. So plus the 40 it said you had on there, whatever it was. I remember if I had gone, you know, all the way to zero, it would have been around 200 miles I would have got out of it, I guess. You know, I think the miles that I ran to get down to 44 or to get down to that 16% state of charge was something like 150 or 160 miles or something like that. I don't know. But like I said, it seems like in the Tesla, I had to charge up every night. And you know, so I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out why. Why is that? I mean, was I doing more miles then with the Tesla? And the miles vary. Sometimes I could run 4 or 5 hours, and I might do 50 miles, or I might do 180 miles. It just depends. Although I have been narrowing, because I do have a filter now that on the Lyft app where I can narrow in an area, and I've been doing that the last few nights so that I'm not going all over the place, all over the valley. I'm just sticking to a 5-mile radius from where I'm starting. Which, by the way, I'm starting tonight. I'll be starting right in the heart of the Strip. This Electrify America charging station is right behind Caesars. And I don't know if you can see, but probably can't see. Anyhow, but right behind me is the old Mirage Hotel, and you can still see the Beatles Love logo on this side. On the other side, they've taken at least one of the panels down where it had the old Beatles Love. On here, it's still there, so it's right there. And then the Strip is right here, and you can see Harrah's, and then right in front of me is Caesars. So that's where I'm charging now. I'm charging. It's kind of cool. And as soon as I'm done charging, I'm just gonna head on out and turn on the app, and I'll be right here in the middle of the Strip. And what was I saying? I was saying about the miles. I'm doing miles. I don't know. So it just seems like I don't know. It seems like I get better mileage or something with this car. You know, maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. So you know, what do you guys think? Are any of you EV drivers? Have you driven the Teslas? Have you driven a Chevy Bolt EV? Have you driven any EVs? Any EV folks out there? If you're watching this, let me know in the comments. Who do you like? Which one do you like the best? Do you like Hyundai or Chevy, Ford, Tesla? I guess Volkswagen, Audi, they all have them now. Who do you think is the best EV right now? And are they close? Are they far apart? I've always been a big proponent of Tesla. I love the charging network, and like I said, I think the Model 3 and the Model Y, I think they're great cars. Great performance out of them. I did try a Polestar 2 one time. That was when I first started doing the rideshare, and I was in a Polestar 2 for about a week, and I got to tell you, I hated the car. I absolutely hated that car. It was way too tight. Talk about being tight. I mean, it was so tight in here that it would hurt my legs. My legs would be rubbing up against the middle console. It was very tightly fit. So again, for my size, my body build, the Polestar 2 was not for me. I didn't like the charging. It seemed like and I was using Electrify America for that. It seemed like it took forever. Of course, I was kind of new to EVs then, and now I've got 2 years of experience. Back then, I was still pretty new at it, so I remember having a really hard time with using the chargers, especially like Tesla's easy. Tesla is fucking easy. You just go, it plugs in, and then boom. Electrify America, and then there was EV Go, I think is another one. I remember it's kind of weird. I had to try to figure out how to turn it on, but now, I know how to do this. This is almost as easy as Tesla, the Electrify America, now that I know how to do it. Not quite as easy. The CCS, I guess is what it is, the connector is not as easy to plug in as the Tesla one, Nax, I guess it is. Now, I know they're going to be converting, or you can buy an adapter, because supposedly Chevy and Ford and I guess Rivian and some others, that's Rivian, that's another company, are supposedly able to use the Tesla chargers now, I think. Since this is a rental, I don't have an adapter. I don't know if I can get an adapter. Maybe someday I could get an adapter for this one. But this Electrify America is almost just as easy as the Tesla now. Now I know what I'm doing. Although it just takes me a little longer to plug in. Like Tesla, like I said, boom, you plug it in. It takes like 1 second to plug it in, and then it takes a few seconds for it to kick in and start charging. But this one here, I always gotta monkey around with it, because the hose, the way the hose is, and the big giant, it's got this big giant connectors with these. It's really weird, where you have to line it up. There's like 3 different ports there. You got to line it up, and the way the hose is so stiff, and the connector, it's always at this kind of angle. So you're like trying to pull out as much hose there as you can to sort of correct it enough so that it goes in evenly, and then you can't see. It's hard to see. It's a whole thing. I know these are first world problems, I guess, but so instead of it taking like 1 second, literally with Tesla, it takes like 1 second to plug it in. This sometimes takes me like 20 seconds or 30 seconds or what. I'm monkeying around with it, trying to get it lined up, trying to see it, trying to get the hose, pull out the hose long enough, or and get it all lined up. It might be 20, 30 seconds, maybe even a minute sometimes. Especially, even this is another thing I'm getting a little bit better at. But so that's kind of the biggest downfall, is that I've seen so far, and the fact that there aren't as many of them. With Tesla, they got tons of Tesla chargers all over the place. With these Electrify Americas, they don't have quite as many of them, and so they're spread out. They're further distance to go use it, and then usually when you're there, they're almost always full. Like this one here had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess there's 6 chargers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I came in, there was only 1 in use, and I was able to get it. That's the reason why I came here, because the other one I went to that I've been using the last few times, that has 4, I believe, but 2 are out of order. So that's an issue with Electrify America. A lot of times the chargers are out of order, and they're always full because there's not as many of these as there are Teslas. But that's, like I said, they're going to be open up to the Tesla network, and if you have the adapter, and the new models are going to be set up where you don't have to get an adapter. It'll be just set up for the Nax system, which is Tesla. A Chevy Bolt EV just pulled in next to me. I don't know if he's also a Lyft driver. A lot of Lyft drivers, if they're using the EVs, this is what they get. So there is another Bolt EV right next to me. Over to my right is I'm not sure what that is. That might be, I don't know if you can see it, just to show what's going on. It's a nice looking little car. I'm not sure what it is. Really don't know. It's got, it's kind of amazing how there's so many EVs out now that don't even know which ones they are. And then down the other way, I don't know. There's what, 3 more on the other side, and I don't know what they are. I can't really tell. Might be a Polestar too, like three stations down from me. The one on the other side of him, I don't know what that is. But anyhow, so we've got lots of there's lots of cars to choose from. You don't have to buy a Tesla. For all of you Elon Musk haters, which I count myself as one of them, there's plenty of other EVs that are, I think, just as good, if not better, as Tesla. And again, I think Teslas are great. Still great cars. I mean, people like to shit talk them. They shit talk the Cybertrucks. I don't really like the Cybertruck. I think it's pretty ugly. I mean, I've seen some when they with the black wrap, and they get aftermarket tires and wheels, and at certain angles it can look pretty cool. But if a car has to, you have to go through all of that, and it only looks good in certain angles, then, I'm going to have to pass, because what if you're not at that angle? So it's, other than that, I think it's pretty ugly. And when it's stainless steel, I think it's totally fucking ugly. Fugly. That's what it is. It's fugly. But the SE, X, and Ys, I think, are really nice. Now, I've never driven a X, and I've never driven an S, but I think they look really nice. And from what I've heard, they all seem fine. I've driven, like I say, the 3 and the Y, and I really love those cars. But like I said, as long as Elon Musk is in charge of Tesla and he's making money off of it, then I'm not going to buy one. I would really like to look at a Mach-E and test drive a Mach-E, and I would really like to test drive a Chevy Equinox. Those are the top 2 on my list that I would like to try out. I've already tried this one out, the Bolt EV, so I know what it's about. Now, I'll be interested to see, now, when the new model comes out, which I don't think maybe that's not going to be till 2026. I'm not really sure what the date is on that. I would definitely want to try that too, or at least look at it and see if they made it like more roomier or bigger or whatever. Because that's really the main issue with me. I just want a little more room for me, and also probably a little more room in the back for luggage. Because I have had, like doing rideshare, where it's not a whole lot of room back there. You can get a couple of good sized suitcases, and that's about it. That's the reason why, well, one of the reasons why I wanted to drive, if I was going to get a Tesla, I wanted to get the Model Y, because it has plenty of room for luggage in the back. It's it's like a lift back instead of a trunk, hatchback or whatever they call it. And so you just have a lot more room back there. And plus it was roomier, for me up here, and the doorway is a little bit bigger, so it's easier to get in and out of, instead of me having to like really scrunch down, to get out. That's what I have to do with this car too. So that's why I wanted a Model Y. Otherwise, because I do think the Model 3s look better than the Model Y as far as looks go. But in terms of, I guess, functionality, I like the Y better. But anyhow, yeah, so let me know what you guys think, what kind of EVs you like. If you were ever going to buy an EV, what would you buy? What is your experience? Have you experienced EVs or not? So I guess we're talking about EVs tonight, because I am charging up the charger, and this is the charging sessions, little thing I'm doing as I'm charging. I'm at 70%. I'm just going to go to 80%, I guess. And then I'll call it, well, not call it a night. I'll end the charging session, and that should give me plenty. I already have plenty for tonight, probably. It says that I have 183 miles. Like I said, that's 180 miles would be that's like the most I would do. That's the high end. I probably usually only do 50 or 60 miles in let's say a 5 or 6 hour shift. And that's usually all I work, which I need to improve on that, because I had goals of working a 40-hour work week. And as you'll see, I'm going to post another video on about the 40-hour work week deal. I shouldn't spoil it, so no spoilers. I'm not gonna say, because I'm gonna post this one before I post that one. I'm gonna post this one as soon as I'm done recording, and the other one I'm not gonna post until tomorrow. So no spoilers. If you want to see if I made the 40 hours or not, you're gonna have to wait and watch the video tomorrow, which will be probably titled something like 40-hour work week, or I tried to do 40, or did I make my 40 hours, or something like that. Something with 40 hours in it, probably. That'll be dropped, as the kids say. We'll be dropping that tomorrow sometime. This one here, I'm going to do it right now. This is Sunday night, and it's 7:26 p.m. So, and I'm just, this says 15 more minutes. So I guess I'll be charging 15 minutes. We're at 72%. I could stop right now, actually. I mean, I've got enough. I don't have to go to 80. So maybe I'll just do that and just to get going, because it's already 7:20. That means, I'll be driving till 1 o'clock probably, or longer to get my 13. I got to get 13 trips in to make my bonus. But no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil that either. That'll be on tomorrow's video, whether or not I make the bonus. So yeah, that's it. I guess that was today's topic. Was is the Chevy Bolt EV better than the Tesla Model 3? I don't know if it is better, but I like this car a lot more than I thought I would like it. This car is really growing on me. This little Chevy Bolt EV has really grown on me. Whereas when I first got it, I was like, I was like, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a shot. And I think I even said maybe it'll warm up on me, and it has. So much so that I wouldn't mind buying one, but I would actually, like I said, I would probably want to get an Equinox instead. All right, guys, I guess that's it for today's charging session, because I'm gonna probably stop. Like I said, I've got plenty of juice now to do tonight's run, and it's getting late, and so I need to get those hours in. And I'm just looking at it here. It says fast charging. It says 80% complete in 10 minutes. Now they're down to 10 minutes left. We're at 74% state of charge. The state of charge has cost me so far $13.77. But that will probably last me 2 days at the rate I've been going. It's not like Tesla, where, like I said, I had to charge every night. And the rates went up on that. When I first started driving, almost 2 years ago, I could do a 20 to 80% charge for like $7 after midnight, because all the rates would drop down. Now, even after midnight, the rates are cheaper than the daytime rates usually, but still, the rates went up a little enough where instead of being $7 or $8, it was like $10, $11, a lot, $12. So, and that was every night. So if I could get away here, I'm at $13.94. If I stop it now, let's say like around 14, and I don't have to charge again until Tuesday, then instead of being $14 a night, it's only $7 a night, right? Or day or whatever. So I for some reason, it seems like this thing gets better mileage than the Tesla. Anyhow, I guess that's it. I was just thinking, if I post this, yeah, I guess I could post it. Yeah, I guess I'll post it. I'm going to post it right now. So if there's anyone up. Oh, by the way, I guess I'll do like last time. Just so I know that you watched this video all the way through, if you would do me a favor of just putting in the comment section, just writing hyper fast. I just said, because on this charger it says hyper fast. So if you write in the comments the word hyper fast, I'll know that you watched all the way to the end. All right, hyper fast. That'd be great if you do that. Then I just know, and it might be Jolie, and who last time it was, I think it was Jolie, and I think Anna, and there was a couple of you. There was that watched all the way to the end. There was like 2 or 3 of you, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you on the next one. It might not be till Tuesday, because at the rate that I'm going here, I might not be charging and having a charging session. Maybe not till Tuesday. So I'll see you on the next one. And remember, hyper fast, because this is the end.